The Cannae battlefield, a panorama of death under the harsh sun, Roman corpses strewn like discarded toys after a brutal game, moans of the dying rise, a symphony of despair echoing across the blood-soaked field, painting a vivid tableau of war's cost. Hannibal, still young, surveys the devastation, his face etched with the grim satisfaction of victory mixed with a haunting weariness. His eyes reflect the weight of the triumph, a silent acknowledgement that even this monumental win is but a step in a longer war. The air hangs heavy with the metallic scent of blood and the ghostly whispers of fallen warriors, a stark reminder of mortality. In Carthage, young Hannibal stands before an altar with his father, Hamilcar Barca, the air thick with solemnity. Hamilcar places his hand on the altar, his gaze intense as he commands, "Swear an oath, never to be a friend to Rome." Young Hannibal, eyes wide with resolve, echoes his father's vow with unwavering conviction. "I swear never to be a friend to Rome," Hannibal declares, sealing his destiny with the ancient gods as witness. Amidst the sprawling Carthaginian camp, a young Hannibal trains relentlessly with his soldiers, a figure of intense focus and raw power. He moves with unmatched grace, mastering horsemanship and swordsmanship, his skill a beacon of hope for Carthage. Hannibal's strategic brilliance shines as he commands and leads, his every move precise and calculated. The soldiers watch Hannibal, their faces reflecting admiration and loyalty, bound by his charisma and promise. Hannibal commands the siege of Saguntum, a city defiant behind its formidable walls. Massive stones rain down from catapults, each impact a thunderous declaration of war. Steel clashes against steel as soldiers engage in brutal, desperate combat. The siege drags on, months of relentless assault testing the limits of endurance. Hannibal's strategic brilliance intensifies the relentless pressure. Saguntum falls, its walls breached, its spirit broken under the weight of the Carthaginian onslaught. Solemn Roman envoys face the Carthaginian Senate, the rustle of togas echoing in the grand hall. Sunlight illuminates dust motes as senators debate, their faces etched with defiance and concern. "We demand Hannibal's surrender," the Roman envoy declares, his voice resonating with authority. Senator Hanno urges caution. "We must consider the consequences. War with Rome would be devastating." Senator Barca retorts fiercely, "Hannibal acted in the interests of Carthage. We will not abandon him." Hannibal's army battles the unforgiving Alps, a relentless march through snow and death. Men and animals plummet into icy depths, their struggles swallowed by the vast, indifferent mountains. Hannibal surveys his frostbitten troops, determination warring with the despair etched on their faces. His voice echoes across the desolate peaks. "Rome will fall before our might." A vast plain meets the horizon, bisected by the icy Trebia River as the sun casts long shadows over the land. Roman soldiers, armored and resolute, trudge through the frigid water, their faces betraying grim determination. On a nearby ridge, Hannibal watches, a cunning glint in his eyes as he surveys the unfolding scene. Hidden Carthaginian soldiers lie in wait among the trees, weapons poised, ready to unleash chaos. Halfway across the river, the Roman army slows, their movements sluggish from the biting cold's relentless grip. Hannibal raises his hand, a signal for the ambush, unleashing a torrent of arrows upon the unsuspecting Romans. A thick fog shrouds Lake Trasimene, its milky haze swallowing the land in silence, broken only by gentle, unseen waves. Suddenly, the chilling war cry of Hannibal's troops shatters the calm. Carthaginian soldiers emerge from the fog, weapons glinting, a brutal dance of death commencing. Flaminius, the Roman commander, fights valiantly but falls amidst the chaos of battle. The fog swirls, carrying the sounds of slaughter and the chilling whisper of victory, a terror soon to reach Rome. On the Cannae battlefield, dust and screams rise as Hannibal's forces face the endless Roman ranks under the scorching sun. Hannibal, calm amidst the chaos, surveys the scene, his eyes gleaming with strategic brilliance, ready to spring his trap. The clash of steel echoes as the Roman soldiers surge forward, eager for victory, unknowingly marching towards their doom. The ground becomes slick with blood as the trap springs shut, Carthaginian forces encircling the Romans. The battle descends into a massacre, Roman formations collapsing under the relentless assault. Hannibal's tactical genius leads his army to a decisive victory, his every move calculated and precise. The Roman Senate is gripped by panic, faces etched with worry after Cannae's devastating defeat. Senators shift uneasily, the air thick with fear as they debate Hannibal's looming threat. Fabius Maximus rises, his expression grave amidst the turmoil. His voice cuts through the chamber's unrest. "I propose a strategy of attrition. We must avoid direct confrontation with Hannibal," Fabius declares, his words resonating. "Let us wear him down, bleed him dry, until he's no longer a threat," he concludes firmly. Years later, Hannibal's weathered army snakes through the Italian countryside, a testament to enduring campaigns. Rolling hills stretch endlessly, yet Rome and its fortified cities remain stubbornly out of reach. Hannibal surveys the landscape, his expression grim, a shadow of frustration clouding his features. Siege equipment, crucial for victory, remains absent, a glaring deficiency in his war machine. Reinforcements from Carthage are infrequent, a trickle against the overwhelming need for manpower. The vast Italian landscape mocks Hannibal's ambition, a silent challenge to his relentless campaign. On the banks of the Maturus, the clash of steel begins as Hannibal Barca leads his troops, sunlight glinting off their armor. Carthaginian and Roman soldiers collide, a bloody dance of death staining the riverbanks red. The sun blazes down, an indifferent witness to the carnage unfolding below. Hasdrubal falls, his ambition extinguished as his lifeblood soaks into the Italian soil. Hannibal's hopes of victory in Italy are crushed. A narration seals the tragic fate of the fallen leader. Dust devils dance across the plains of Zama as two mighty armies collide in a storm of steel and fury. Hannibal, perched atop his war elephant, surveys the unfolding carnage, his face etched with grim determination. Roman legions advance, an inexorable wall of shields and spears, their discipline a stark contrast to chaos. Scipio Africanus directs his troops with calculated precision, his calm demeanor a beacon amidst the storm. Terror grips the elephants as they stampede, their panicked movements disrupting the Carthaginian lines. Hannibal's despair deepens as his once invincible army falters, the sting of defeat a bitter first. The Carthage Senate chamber echoes with defeat. Peace is forced upon them, the cost a shattered navy and crippling indemnity. Solemn faces fill the hall as the harsh terms are dictated, the weight of Carthage's decline heavy in the air. Hannibal rises, a figure of resolve amidst the despair, his gaze firm despite the surrounding gloom. Assuming the mantle of Suffet, Hannibal vows to reform the government. A flicker of hope ignited in the darkness. The Senate watches, a mix of skepticism and desperate hope in their eyes. As Hannibal embarks on his daunting task, against the fortress, Hannibal, aged but unbroken, faces his end. Roman agents closing in, their shadows looming. Capture looms, but defiance burns in Hannibal's eyes as he clutches a vial, a final act of control. The vial rises, a silent promise of defiance, as Hannibal prepares his last stand against fate. His gaze pierces the approaching Romans, a lifetime of battles reflected in his defiant stance. "Let us now put an end to the great anxiety of the Romans," Hannibal declares, his voice echoing with finality. The poison nears his lips, a bitter victory as Hannibal chooses death over Roman chains, his legacy secured. Inside the Roman Senate, sunlight illuminates dust motes, casting long shadows across solemn faces and togas. Hannibal is dead. The news is confirmed, Senator 1 declares, his voice echoing in the chamber. Dead? The Carthaginian menace is finally extinguished. Senator 2 responds, relief evident in his tone. Senator 3 warns, do not underestimate him. Even in death, he brought Rome to its knees. We cannot deny his genius, Senator 4 admits. His tactics will be studied for generations. The terror of Hannibal ad portas, that will linger long after we are all gone, Senator 1 laments.